All right, hello, it's Kinninigan. Steven Spielberg just dropped the final trailer for Disclosure Day today. Actually, about 3 hours ago. I actually watched it 3 hours ago, but I wound up taking a nap because I don't have any cigarettes and it sucks. I'm only making this video because, I don't know, maybe someone will have some compassion for me and donate to my channel. If not, I don't know, I'll take another nap. But I figured I'd cover this because I covered the first trailer. I got this pulled up right here on YouTube. As you can see, because when I click on the video, you're not going to see the thumbnail anymore. But on this thumbnail, for Universal Pictures, you could see the woman laying there. That might be Emily Blunt. I'm not sure. But you could obviously see the 3 fingers on her face, and that is a zeta reticulum. There's been some theories and that this might be a sequel to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Remember, people went on the ship at the end of that movie? There was also a weird thing going on with the aliens and children, and Amblin Entertainment could be an anagram for NAMBLA, the North American Boy Love Association. Steven Spielberg has been known to put pedo themes in his... Well, he's a Zionist. What do you expect? That's why we're not allowed to dox Amblin movies and do Steven Spielberg movie reviews, because they instantly block them. Because, believe me, there are a lot of things I can cover with Steven Spielberg movies, so I'm going to have to be a little careful, even with these trailers, because I don't want to get the video blocked. And I'm going to show you something from the first trailer that was interesting. So, I predicted, I had said before, when they push the New World Order, they're going to go back to the Greek pantheon of gods. And those are the Zeta Reticulans and the alien Greys. And it looks like I was right, again. But of course, being right doesn't make me the kind of money that Steven Spielberg makes in Hollywood. You know, well, whatever. So, but he did show what the aliens look like in this last trailer. So I'll pin this as the top comment. I watched this earlier. You're going to see a transition, and Steven Spielberg is actually in this trailer. I'm going to play this last part of the trailer, and you're going to see a transition from a deer to a Zeta Reticulum. Let's watch this right here.
All of this is true.
All of this is true. Here goes the deer. Looks into the eye, and that is a Zeta Reticulum. That is exactly like the alien that he showed in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't know why people give that movie a bad review, because he doxed the aliens in that movie. I mean, come on. People are like, where's Indiana Jones? Actually, I think it was one of the better ones. They're like, because you want to know the truth. Raiders of the Lost Ark was total fantasy, because the Nazis worked for the Rothschilds. Just saying. Yeah, that's when Nazis open up the Ark of the Covenant and all the ghosts come flying out. But God forbid you show aliens in a... this is why I actually thought Temple of... the Crystal Skull one was actually pretty good. I should rewatch it. There's not very many good movies to watch. I don't go to the movies anymore. Anyone want to go to the movies on June 12th? Who wants to take me to the movies to go watch Disclosure Day? We might be able to write it off as a tax refund for conspiracy research. But here's something I want to show you from the first trailer. There are shapeshifters in this movie. So, yeah, the plot thickens. I made a joke. Someone's like, is Steven Spielberg really watching your YouTube channel? I don't know, but apparently he knows about shapeshifters. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it when I did this video. Let me know how the audio sounds. I am using different audio software this time. I'm actually using this, which is my GeForce Experience. It's my NVIDIA video card recording software. It's normally what I use when I'm just doing videos off the, you know. But with my new microphone, I actually disconnect this microphone and put it, it's got a nice leather pouch that it comes with, because smoke and all that stuff will destroy a microphone. It's called having a quote-unquote seasoned mic if you're in the biz. Oops, what did I do? I hit a button on my keyboard. Anyway, Let me just get back to that part. Right here. Okay, I didn't lose it. So you're going to see in this shot right here, you have this woman over here in the right-hand side of the screen. This woman is going to shapeshift into Emily Blunt. You're not actually going to see the shapeshift. Watch the reaction of this guy right here as this happens.
Encountering the unknown.
That woman just turned into Emily Blunt.
Encountering the unknown.
I guess the Zeta Reticulans wear Prada. Yeah, probably first time you heard that one. Yeah, I know about the Devil Wears Prada reboot. They've been trying to reboot everything in Hollywood. Look, this might be a sequel to Close Encounters, but at least I give Spielberg some credit. At least he's coming up with some new ideas. At least he didn't race swap the aliens. Oh, God. Don't give him any ideas in Hollywood. Zeta Reticulans, yeah, let's not go there. Yeah, they're going to race swap the aliens now. They're going to gender swap the Zeta Reticulans. they're all going to be black trannies. Black trannies from space. You know what? That movie might actually do pretty good. I might have a good idea right there. At least I have original ideas. So yeah, let's watch that again. The Occult Power of 3.
In the unknown.
There are shapeshifters. That's a shapeshift. They didn't actually show you the physical shapeshift, but she went from one human to another human form. And it's Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt's a shapeshifter. Uh-oh. So yeah, this is the latest trailer. That's a Zeta Reticulan. That is the exact same kind of alien he showed in the Crystal Skull movie. And, of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I think the Zeta Reticulans are more of a better sell for them because they appear more human. They're more human-looking than the Alpha Draconian reptilians. They do not want any depiction of Alpha Draconian reptilians shown anywhere. They try to reboot the Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I got that whole thing on my hard drive. You want to come over and watch it with me? I can't even do reviews of that because Netflix immediately blocks my videos when I do. I've already tried to do it. Because of the Skeksis in the Dark Crystal. This is what Jim Henson possibly lost his life for by showing the Skeksis in the original Dark Crystal. So they're not going to show Alpha Draconian reptilians. But they will show you Zeta Reticulans. And that's exactly what this one appears to be. Except this one has an ear, if you can see that. And it's got, yeah, the serpentine-looking face and the big black eyes. And apparently there's shapeshifters in this movie. Now, what Steven Spielberg had said in interviews, because I seen it, was in the trailers, they are only showing footage from the second and third acts of the movie. They're on the first and second acts of the movie. They're not showing anything from the third act. That's interesting. Maybe we go aboard an alien ship in the third act or something. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the third act actually involves a bunch of humans on Earth shape-shifting into their real Zeta Reticulan form. Oh yeah, but Spielberg ain't watching my YouTube channel, right? Well, shapeshifters is not a new idea. It's not one I invented either, so. But I do have a working theory on how reptilians actually do shapeshift, and it's heavily tied in with the occult. That is one thing I do not expect Spielberg to disclose in his movie is the occult connection between these entities and what they really are. Because these were the gods that were worshipped in ancient Greece, the Zeta Reticulans. These Alpha Draconians were the eagle. Their symbol is the eagle. They would have been represented by ancient Rome. Hence the Roman-Greco alliance. It's the alien gray Alpha Draconian alliance. And the archons that we talk about. I was talking about the AI data centers being named after quote-unquote biblical demons. Well, Stratos, one of the ones that I showed in the video, that's a direct connection to archons. Archons are the little demons that you summon in black magic ritual. And can sometimes appear as little alien grays. And they also supposedly smell like sulfur or effluvia. If you watched my other video, what do demons smell like? Effluvia. That's decomposing matter and decay. So, yeah. I'll pin this as the top comment. You might want to buy me a pack of cigarettes. That would be awesome. I'm not going to make any promises to what I'm going to stream. I will say, well, I can promise you, probably after June 1st. Because I won't have to worry about getting supplies then. I get a little bit of money from Patreon on the 1st, so as long as I have cigarettes and if I have some weed, that'd be even better. Well, I will have weed on the 1st, I'll tell you that. Because after like 2 or 3 days, my ADHD, I'm all over the place. I can't concentrate on one thing. I'm thinking about a million things at one time, and I'm not very productive that way. And, we'll see, though. Yeah, so there's shapeshifters and zeta reticulans. Yeah, there's... Even in the War of the Worlds remake he did, there were zeta reticulans in that, except they had spider legs. And the spider connection is interesting because that's tied in with the occult. So maybe he did show some occult symbolism with his aliens. He did in War of the Worlds, because the aliens had spider legs. Spiders are tied to the netherworld, obviously. Arachnids. Very interesting creatures. Anyway, any questions or comments, leave them below. Pin this trailer as the top comment. It's been getting some views. I don't know why people are so... Look, here's the truth. If you ever wanted to learn about aliens, you could have been doing it for years by coming to people like me and other researchers' YouTube channels. Nothing new under the sun here. We've been talking about this for years. Specifically shapeshifters, zeta reticulans, alpha draconian reptilians, the occult. Nothing new under the sun. But Steven Spielberg shows it in the movie. Oh yeah. Well, that's how the world works, right? And of course, he'll make quite a lot of money doing this. Anytime Steven Spielberg makes a movie, it's kind of, I think it's known by now. It's something the elite want him to make. And I heard that he had visits at the Pentagon before he made this. I wouldn't doubt it. They advised him on quite a few movies. Remember, the Zionists made him make Schindler's List right before the rise of the internet. You think that's a coincidence? That they wanted to remind everyone of the Holocaust right before the internet became mainstream? No, I don't think so. And now that they lost the narrative, now we have AI data centers popping up to spy on everyone. This is not a coincidence. These are the gods that they worship. And there is no doubt in my mind Steven Spielberg is an occultist, among other things. It has nothing to do with being... You can be an occultist. Doesn't matter if you're a Zionist or not, or Jewish or not. That doesn't mean anything. But there you go. That's what the alien looks like. Leave me a comment. Do you think this has some connection to Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Is this maybe a sequel to it? And what is the big emphasis on animals in this movie? Yeah, there's a very big... they've been showing like a lot of animals in the trailer. This transition shot starts with a deer. And then goes to a zeta reticulan. So... Anyway, I will say this. I'm more excited about this movie than The Odyssey. And I love Greek mythology. So do a lot of people. That's why so many people are pissed off about The Odyssey. You couldn't... whatever. Christopher Nolan, screw you. Yeah, he's going to put his whole movie legacy down the toilet. Because he wants to make a modern version of The Odyssey. Get the hell out of here. I'll bet you this movie does a lot better than The Odyssey at the movies. And that's the truth. Any questions or comments, leave them below. God bless and take care.